Hello and welcome back to another Spuddy Reviews, another bio buy, a build or goodbye. I am doing Paz Vizsla and Moff Gideon's battle, which retails at $34.99 in the UK, and is set number 75386 with a piece count of 289. A little backstory about this lovely set is that it takes place during Season 3, Episode 7 of The Mandalorian, where Paz Vizsla takes his last stand against the Commandos and sacrifices himself by closing the door in order for Bo-Katan and the rest of the Mandalorians to escape. It's a good set, I really enjoy it. A little bit of my kind of initial thoughts is I'm a bit sad by the fact that it only has 2 Praetorian guards. In the show, he has 3 that kills him, and I know one of them is therefore in the advent calendar, but to me that feels a bit sleazy, and I don't like that because it annoys me, but I understand it because Moff Gideon comes in it and he's a bit of a good subsidiary. You know, I can take that. I can take it. Otherwise, he's going to be in a more expensive set. So that is one of my likes, is that at least we get a good version of the new Gideon. Yes, I don't like the fact we have to pay for a 3rd Praetorian Guard, but it's worth it to get Moff Gideon. So it's a nice trade-off. And also, I've got to say the Praetorian Guards are a massive letdown in terms of there's no capes. Oh, it irks me that there's no capes for them. They had capes in the show. They did a lovely cape for the Toucan lady in series 27. Why couldn't we've had that? I thought it was great. Like, why not just But anyway, that putting that to one side right now, I can put that in the back pocket. We're gonna start on the Spudula list. So I'm gonna go through the 5 things I like. Well, 5 like kind of pointers. So affordability being the first one, which I think is great. I think it's very affordable. 34 quid may seem steep, but we have a lot of deals in the UK. I picked mine up for around 23 quid. And if you're going on the original value, the price per piece is around 0.12, which is pretty good. That's what you'd expect, really. So I can't hate it with 4 figs. It feels like a bargain when you're getting it for 23 quid. So affordability is already up there massively. And I can't fault it in that way because it is just that good. Therefore, I did give it a 3.6. It's a little, in my brain, a little steep for the fact that the initial buy-in is still quite high, if you get what I mean. The 34 quid, yes, it's good. It's an average set. It's when you start getting it on sale at the 23 quid that I think bumps it up to a 4 and 4.5. But I can't do it on the sale value of like me going and picking up on a bargain compared to buying it straight from the Lego store. I have to do it like that because I think that's fair. I'm going based on the full retail price. Otherwise, I feel like it's a bit naff. On the next part, playability. It got a 4.2. And massively due to the fact that you get 2 named characters and a couple of guards, but you get either or. You get good guys, you get bad guys. You can make a scene. It's a battle. And for me, that makes it great. Not only that, you got the moving door, which I don't know why, but I love it. I think it's an amazing part of the set and really builds on what it does well. And I think the way they do it is amazing. It's a simple, very, 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 very simple mechanism. You just pull it up and put it down with a little bit of... I don't even want to class it as technic, but just some stuff. But for me, it's what I would love in a set like this as a kid. And for me, that makes the playability even better, is the fact that you can have either saving him or not. It's great. And there's a turret as well, which you can put a person in. And because of that, it's got 2 flick shooters as well. 2 of them, which is pretty good. I like it. I think the playability is massive on it. There is, I think, some letdowns in that I think that they should have been 3 Praetorian Guards, which I think would have given it that better play feature. You could have Paz versus them. The fact that Gideon's in it, you kind of like, well, he's just kind of there. I don't think he adds to it. But overall, I think it's a very, 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 very solid part for kids. And who knows? They're going to love it because there's so much to do with it. Next is displayability. And I think it showcases well from the show. Like, it's a good replica of what they were intending to make it as. It shows the scene perfectly. And for me, it gets bonus points for that because of the fact that it's literally what I would class as a great Legifying of a scene. And because of that, it shows the corridor scene too well to give it any major minus points. Yes, it's a bit barren and it's a bit plain and there's nothing particularly special about the scene. But it does what it does on the tin. It's like opening a pack of sardines and eating them and being disappointed because they're sardines. It says on the tin. So I can't falter it too much, so it has to get a 4.4 because it's just so high up there that there's not really much to say about it, but there's not anything bad to say about it. So yeah, overall, pretty good, pretty good. Moving on, we've got swooshability. However, I can't do swooshability for a thing that I can't throw. So I've changed it to mockability, basically part usage, whether or not I think it could be duplicated further on. So if I take it and add another one, do I reckon I can get a better scene, or do I reckon it's going to go worse because the parts are not great or the scene's not well enough to do it? Whereas, actually, I think this has got okay, mediocre. I put it at 3.2 for this because I think if you're trying to build it into something bigger with more of them, you're going to need a lot more pieces, and I don't think that the parts necessarily involved are good enough to do that. So, like, it's got the big rock pieces, which are phenomenal for building up terrain and side pieces, but I just don't see how you would want to make the door any bigger. It's a good legification of it, but then you've got all that space where how are you going to build above it? And I just think it's good for a set, but I don't think you could use this to go, oh, I'm going to put it in a set or in like a my mark and build up from it. I don't think it's got that capability. So for me, that's always going to go down. Mainly because I don't like it like that way. Great for parting it out though. Would do that. That is nice. Now here comes the part that I'm most disappointed in. I put this set originally in my tier list as probably a GOAT set, and I still stand by that. I don't think it's terribly awful, and for last year I think it was pretty amazing. But the issue I have with it now, having built it and having owned it, is my feelings towards it have changed. I still would put it up there because I think the Moff Gideon is amazing. The print, the helmet, and everything about it is pretty accurate. Again, Paz Vizsla is, again, accurate. He's great. Look at him. The prints are pretty much similar to the other ones. The other one we got in the Chamber of Secrets, as I like to call it, aka the armor is forged. I think that it's relatively good, but these suck. These suck a lot. I'm not happy with them. I think that they kind of got the Fives and Fox treatment, where they went, oh, well, we can just put a basic one in. No one's going to complain. But for me, I just think they're a poor representation of the media. And they're kind of just a gimmicky character that they put in to try and make people think they're good and that it's worth it. So for me, it got let down massively in this area, and it was a 3.5. And if it wasn't for Paz, it would have been very much lower. Because Moff Gideon and Paz are both probably 5s, in my opinion. Like 5 out of 5 for it. But the rest, no. Those two really put a dent in this. And I'm disappointed in that, because it's got some amazing features. It's an amazing set. But it hammers it home. Like, same with the affordability. If it was based on the 23 I spent, it's a 5. If it's just these two, maybe 2 super commandos, it's a 5. In the mockability, if it had a few more terrain pieces, probably a 5. And I think it's then the best set I could ever own in terms of just all-rounder. But having now built it, there is a lot that I kind of have gripes with. Still really enjoy it, and I think it's a great set and definitely a buy. But it's one you pick up on sale. And maybe even more on sale. Get it second hand if you can't be asked to try. But it does look very nice. You've got to admit, this is a good one. And my favourite part is you can recreate the scene. So you could have him die again if you want. Or you can save him. You know, it's your story when it comes to Lego, and that's what I like about it. It's something that you can create. And with this, I think they've done a good way of being able to have people create their own ideas. So for me, top tier. Therefore, bringing it to a massive overall of 18.9. There's some areas that it lacks, but overall, it's a very solid set. If you have a liked, do make sure to just subscribe, because every little helps. Trying to reach 10. I'm hoping that this is a bit better than the last ones. I've tried to structure it a bit more. And goodbye.